our Terra Luna Resort review. So here's a little bit of background. What do we need to know about this, Jamie?
Well, let me tell you, Jared. Universal Terra Luna Resort is Universal's 10th hotel in their collection, and it is a Lowe's hotel, as are the others.
Yes.
They're all Lowe's.
I like how you collection as if it's Thanos.
Collection.
Yeah.
It is officially opened as of last Tuesday, March 25th. And this is the sister hotel to Stella Nova Resort that opened in January. And we did stay there a couple days after it opened. And if you want the full review of that, you can go to episode 76, where we talked all about Stella Nova.
And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll just link it above. You can click on it. But watch this one first.
Yeah.
And then watch that one.
Yeah, what are you doing, man? So this hotel is...
You just went at people without even... They didn't even do anything yet.
I just moved on.
Apparently.
This hotel is shaped like an L, kind of, or almost kind of like a boomerang. Like if you look at it from the top, kind of looks like a boomerang shape.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. There are 752 queen rooms. There are no suites. There is no other room category. That is all. Mm-hmm. The entire hotel. Early park admission is included in your stay, and parking costs $30 per night.
That's
steep.
That's outrageous.
That's steep.
If I'm being quite honest, that is quite outrageous.
And on the DL here, when I was checking in, the team member asked me if I was driving a car. I said yes, and he goes, "Just so you know, the parking gates are broken." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, they're not working. I don't know why." Like he was in jest being like, "I'm not going to charge you for parking because the parking gates weren't activated yet."
They automatically just went up.
They just go up. So
I'd like to think that he recognized us and was like, no, I'm just kidding.
Honestly, they probably won't activate them. I actually don't know. I actually don't know when they'll activate them, but they weren't when we checked in on Friday. And I'm guessing they may not do it until closer to Epic Universe opening.
It would make sense, yeah.
Because, I mean, people are parking there to take advantage. I don't know. But anyway,
I mean, obviously, you're going to have people once Epic opens that would try and park there. Because it's way closer to just walk.
Right. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute because I got some info about that.
Oh, my goodness.
Dang.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the hotel vibe and the theming. What kind of vibes does this place give off?
Vibes. The vibe is similar to Stella Nova, obviously, but it, quote, was inspired by the thrill of exploring the unknown and pushing the limits of discovery. Its ultra-modern and surreal design evokes visions of an entire solar system of colorful worlds shifting and changing as they orbit the sun. So this one is, I want to say, more earthy. Is it more earthy or more? It says Terra Luna. That's Earth moon.
Right. It's supposed to be more of that. I mean, the lobby and all this is still much like Stella Nova, like lots of whites.
A lot of white.
I think there could have. It depends. Like obviously, you're going with this modern look, and a lot of just whites and curved walls and things makes sense. They didn't have as much color splashes as Stella Nova did. Stella Nova had a little bit of like neon lighting here and there, accent lights more. It could have used some more color, I think.
I mean, they had like those like goldish tones.
They did. It wasn't that it was bad. It obviously depends on. I'm not a big modern aesthetic type person.
Yeah.
I don't really care for that sort of like, I guess you could just say like design. But it's not that it was. It's just a taste thing. But it was very, very similar to Stella Nova. Although the lobby was smaller than Stella Nova.
Okay, was it though? Or did it just feel that way?
It felt smaller. I didn't get my tape measure out, but I can't confirm it for sure. But it did feel smaller. It was just as tall.
Yeah.
But it just felt not as spacious as Stella Nova was. Now it's completely flipped. So at Stella Nova, when you walk in, the food and everything is on your left. And then on your right is the bar and... Well, the bar's in the same place at Terra and Stella, but then to your right is how you get to the rooms at Terra Luna. It is flipped. The food is on your right, and the rooms and amenities are on your left when you walk in.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all laid out where the pool is, all that stuff. It's laid out pretty much identical outside of that.
Yeah. I would say like a cool feature that I really liked was when you go to the restaurant, the top, the like ceiling looked like... I don't know what it was. It was just like wood, I guess, but it looked like it was wavy, like waves on the ceiling.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like wood slats.
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain exactly what
I
it is.
did like
but
the accents more
it
in
was
the
cool.
food area.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah. The dining area didn't have a ton of tables.
Not a ton.
Not a ton of tables.
Although I think it was probably pretty similar to Stella.
Right. I agree. I totally
Because
agree.
you think these are value pluses, but they don't have the capacity of a typical, like if you think of like Endless Summer, Dockside, or Surfside, those have way more rooms than Stella Nova or Terra Luna.
Yeah.
So for that reason, they don't need as much seating. Because if you go into those, obviously the seating and everything, there's way more in there than there is in here. But these just don't hold as many people.
Yeah. Okay, I see that. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about the lobby. It's just very white and popsicle here and there.
Yes.
That's it.
Pretty
I
much.
guess.
Yeah. We'll talk about, let's go and move on to the room, and then we'll talk about some of the other aspects of the hotel.
Okay.
So we had a standard view room on the 6th floor. It faced Stella Nova, so we got to see the competing hotel. But we could see Epic Universe from our window as well. You'd look to the left, and we could see into like Super Nintendo World a little bit. You could see Isle of Berk a little. Most of the land you could see from the room.
It's pretty cool.
It wasn't a bad view.
Cool.
It wasn't as good as the Stella Nova view was literally, you could see, directly into the park from where you were. Because Terra is a little bit over compared to where, or excuse me, Terra is a little bit over more than Stella, which we'll talk about location-wise here in a little bit. But yeah, that was our room there. And then, I mean, they're basically identical to Stella Nova. I don't even know any differences outside of the picture above the headboard.
Yeah, the planet was different.
The planet was different, but other than that, I think they're literally identical rooms.
The only other thing I noticed was the pillows, the accent pillows on the bed and the couch. In Stella Nova, they were like this peachy color. In this hotel, they were purple.
Oh, true. Yeah,
That was the only other thing I noticed. Everything else was literally the same, which is not bad. I mean, like they're the same hotel, kind of. So it's like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they're just
it
very
works.
consistent across them.
Yeah.
But it's 2 queen. Bathroom has a separate sink outside the shower. Shower's a walk-in shower. No tub. There is that clear partition that also has a drape you can pull along it, so you do have a little bit of a separator there, which is kind of weird that you can remove the separator because you just see directly into the bathroom. I don't know. Either way, you have that you get a little bit of extra, I guess, privacy in the room there.
Yeah.
Gives you something there. And then
You get like the fridge, got that little couch
yeah,
at the table.
you still have the offset, which is weird to my brain, the offset dresser that's also a bench underneath the TV.
So weird.
One thing that's
So
interesting,
weird.
I don't recall if the TV at Stella swiveled, and this one did.
I don't remember.
I don't either, but this one easily swiveled, which it's nice. It's fine. The TV
Yeah.
operated exactly the same.
It said "Welcome Lee family,"
it
so it's
did.
like a smart TV kind of.
It wasn't a dumb TV.
It wasn't a dump.
Yeah.
You are correct.
It had some education to
Oh
it.
my goodness.
Yeah, it gone to school is what it did.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, room wise, I mean, base identical. The one thing I will say, one of our big complaints about Stella Nova was how thin the walls were. I'm going to assume these walls are just as thin, but personally speaking, from our experience, I didn't hear anybody around us.
I don't think there was anybody around.
There may
us.
not have been. I know there were people on the floor, so I can't speak firsthand to if they are still thin. I have every reason to believe they would be. I don't think they built the hotel any different for Terra Luna than they did for Stella Nova. But we talk about Stella Nova, like it was very, very thin walls, like some of the thinnest walls we've ever experienced in a hotel. But I didn't notice it here. It may just the hotel wasn't full. So it could
not at all.
It
no.
could have been that nobody was around us very well, but I just want to put that caveat, at least firsthand experience. I didn't hear anything personally. So
Yeah. Same.
but I'm going to assume they are thin. So just have that as a warning that that's probably the same thing here as at Stella Nova.
Yep.
Anything else about the room? I mean, stuck
Not
out.
really. I mean, if you want to hear more about the rooms in general, you can listen to the last episode. But we pretty much talk about the same stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean the beds were still pretty comfortable, and they're pretty standard size. They feel.
I hate the pillows.
the pillows are a little. Yeah, they're not the best. I'm picky on pillows though.
But like they literally have nothing to them. They just fall. They just sink in and they become flat. I hate it.
Yeah,
I don't like this.
they're not my favorite. That's for
Nope.
sure.
Nope.
They also have a little side table too. You can move around in the room if you want to do that.
Oh, I guess outlets. We should mention outlets. There's a lot of them.
There is a lot of outlets. You've got some on near the headboard in the center console. Also, the alarm clock has a little place to put your phone. It has wireless charging capabilities. which I didn't.
True.
I looked at it and I was like, huh. And I just put the phone there and then started charging. And I was like, oh, okay. Didn't say it in the room, but you do have that. And then you have outlets on the dresser underneath the TV. You can push a little button and it pops up. So you got like 2 or 3 outlets and then some USB-C outlets there you can do. I will say the water pressure that has been an issue. It was at Stella Nova, and like we even experienced with the toilet and the hot water and cold water. We didn't have any issues in our room, at least.
We probably weren't the first ones in there.
Probably not.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that was annoyance is the air conditioning only runs when people are in the room.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So when you leave, when we got in the room, we turned the air down. It was like at 78 degrees when we got into the room. Turned the air down. It was getting cooler. We left to go to the parks. We come back because I came back early with our son because you guys were still over at Islands riding Hagrid's.
Yeah.
And it was sweltering because it just wasn't running when nobody was in there. I'm sure it's an energy saving thing, but it took probably a good 2 hours for the room to cool down.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like that. Now, some people have talked about issues with the motion detectors, with the lighting and things like that at night. Not anything we experienced.
The only thing I noticed is that if I left the light on, like if I left the bathroom light on for a little bit of light for our son who doesn't like it pitch dark, and I didn't go back in the bathroom for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, it shut off.
Yeah.
So they never came on for us automatically, but they did come off. They did shut off. So there was a setting in there for some rooms, I guess, where it was motion detected both ways. Like you walk into a room and the lights turn on.
Yeah.
It did not do that with us. Just when we walked out, it gave a little bit of warning and then it turned off.
Yeah. So that's just something to keep in mind. There have been some issues with the, sensors on the lighting and things like that. I'm sure it's in a way to conserve energy or whatever. But, if you've got a little one or something that likes a little light, I would bring probably a night light or something to not rely on sometimes just cracking a door and having more light in a room. It may not work here. So,
or pack yourself some sticky notes and put them on top of the motion part.
That you could do that.
That's true.
Do that. That is very true. You could do that. All right, well, let's talk about some of the amenities and food. So we'll talk about the Omega Cafe and Market. So this, you go ahead and talk about it.
Okay, the quick service restaurant is the Omega Cafe, and that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast is from 7 to 11 a.m., lunch is 12 to 5 p.m., and dinner is 5 to 10 p.m. I was looking at this, and I was like, so they don't serve anything for 11 to 12?
Yeah, they close it. I noticed that we were on Saturday, and after breakfast, they had all roped off, and nothing was open from in that time period.
That's weird.
Now the grab and go area you can still get stuff from, but just not the order part that go up and order.
I feel like a lot of people still like to eat lunch at like 11:30.
I don't know. Maybe they figure most people are going to be in the parks at that time.
Interesting.
And they just don't want to staff it or something. But yeah.
Okay, well, that's interesting. But yeah, so those are the hours for it. And as far as what they serve, I mean, they have some interesting dishes. So we can kind of talk about what we tried.
Well, I feel like that's what we should talk about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, like we said, we did have dinner and we didn't eat at the same time though.
We did not eat at the same time.
What did you have? What did you have again?
I got the Terra burger, which is
not terrible.
Not terrible. Terra burger.
Not Terra, the person.
Correct.
Terra Earth burger.
Yes, I got the Terra burger, which was $16 with the AP discount. I think I paid like $15.20 or something like that. Double smashed beef patty, cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion pickles, cosmic bun, and chalaya bun? Chala bun? Mm-hmm. I think they meant to put cosmic sauce here on the menu here. It's cosmic sauce and chalaya bun.
Not a cosmic bun.
Right, because they have bun listed twice. I don't think that's accurate.
Right.
They had it's like kind of like a Big Mac sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's just fancy sauce, if I'm being quite honest. But so this really isn't a smash burger if you're thinking of a typical smash burger, but it is thinner, not thin, but they're just like, they're not the big fat patties you typically see. This burger was fantastic. I was shocked how good this was. The Stella burger was fine. It was a little dry-ish and it was a little peppery, at least the one that we had. Okay. This one was a very close version of Five Guys. And I love Five Guys burgers. I don't like the prices for them, which this is close to the prices for a Five Guys burger. But for a quick service hotel burger, I think I told you this. I think it's better than Wimpy's, which we talked about. The best in-park burger I've ever had was at Wimpy's in Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
This was, I highly recommend this. This was fantastic. It was juicy. It was flavorful. The bun was great. Like I loved it. As a burger, self-proclaimed burger connoisseur, absolutely fantastic. Loved it. And the French fries were simple but very good. Like they were crispy. I had no complaints about this at all. And especially I hadn't eaten since like noon that day, and it was like 8 o'clock. And maybe that was part of it, but it still was very juicy and flavorful, and I thought it was fantastic.
Nice.
Much better than Stella's. I'll say that much. And then what did you have for dinner that night?
So our daughter and I got in line right at 10. They closed at 10, and I got in line at 9:59. So I was the last order of the night, which made me feel kind of sad, but I was like, sorry, but they're like, you're fine. We're still yipping. I was like, okay. So anyway, I got the Beef It Up. It's $20, and it's marinated steak, broccoli, carrots, charred peppers, fried garlic, onions, mushrooms, sriracha aioli, green onions, toasted sesame seeds. And it's a choice of white rice or quinoa. I chose the rice.
Wise choice.
You
chose wisely.
And it was, I think with discount, it came up to like 18 or something. So it was a lot of vegetables, which I looked at it because it had a picture on the menu, and I was like, you know what? I'm in a vegetable mood, so I'm going to go with this because it did have the steak on top of it. I enjoyed this a lot.
Okay.
It was really good. They did have some kind of, I forgot what kind of beans they had on it. Lima beans, maybe? Yeah, I think it was lima beans. Don't care for lima beans, but it wasn't listed on the menu as having on it. So I was like, okay. But anyway, I took those off, but everything else was really good. The sauce was good. The peppers were really good because it says they're charred. They're kind of like crispy a little bit on the outside. The steak was cooked really well. I mean, this is delicious.
Was there a lot of steak?
There were 3 pieces of steak, and they were probably, I would say altogether, it was as big as the palm of my hand.
Okay, that's decent.
So it was more than I expected.
Okay,
let's just say that. So it was very filling too. So I was very happy with it. And it felt like healthy eating it. You know,
right?
It wasn't just like sugary and theme park food. It felt delicious. So.
Okay.
And then our daughter had the cheese pizza, the 7-inch cheese pizza on the kids menu, and that's $9. And it is what it says it is. It is cheese pizza. And it was good size. She ate the whole thing. It was very bread heavy. I guess it was a lot of crust.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't deep dish or anything. It was just like really like hand tossed crust, and the crust was real thick, but it was good. Typical cheese pizza.
She said she really liked it.
Yeah, no complaints there.
Okay. So, that was what we had for dinner. And then the next day we had breakfast.
Yeah.
So what did you have for breakfast?
I had the stuffed French toast. This is $14, and it comes with sweet mascarpone, mixed berries, and sugar dust, which is just confectioner sugar. It was a little too much for me. It's 2 thick, really thick pieces of bread. And in the middle of it was the mascarpone and the berries, and the berries were also on top. Now I like the berries. The berries I had no problem with, but it was just really sweet, and there's just a lot in the middle. So I could have done a lot without that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I probably wouldn't get this again. But I mean, I'm glad I tried it. I may have tried the like chicken and waffle stuff next time, maybe. But I heard this was good, and it is good. It's just a lot. This is definitely shareable.
Oh, it was huge.
Definitely shareable.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm not really big on like fruits and things inside of a lot of my dishes, but
he doesn't think it belongs in desserts or.
Well, it's just
things.
Personal preference. I just don't like
I know.
But the French toast part was very, very good.
Yeah, it was good. It was just a lot in the middle.
Yeah,
but I don't like icing, so.
Well, there you go.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did you have? I forgot.
Well, our daughter got pancakes.
Oh yeah.
It was like chocolate chip pancakes with like a vanilla sauce on it or something like that.
But it's supposed to have like berries, like mixed berries on it, and not chocolate chips.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have it. I don't know.
Maybe your daughter asked for chocolate chips and on it. Either way,
I don't know.
it was solid. I mean, it was a pretty good sized pancake as well off the kids menu.
big,
so
yeah.
wasn't too bad at all. But I got the breakfast pizza. It is $12. It's crumbled pork sausage, gravy, applewood smoked bacon, scrambled egg, cheddar cheese, and I guess the sauce on it, it says hot chili oil. It's not really what I envisioned as a chili oil. They seem much more of like
It's like sriracha.
almost like a sriracha based sauce. It wasn't bad. It really wasn't spicy. I guess like maybe it was for you, but to me it wasn't too bad. It was solid. It wasn't the traditional type of breakfast pizza I've had before. I kind of think of more of like a pan type one, like a thicker crust. This is like a handmade, kind of like the typical pizzas. Had a lot of egg on it. Not a lot of the like sausage gravy. I could have used more of that, but it was fine. I ate half of it and then ate the half later. But for $12, decent value, decent amount of eggs. It was okay. It was fine. I would probably get this again, and maybe just get the sauce to the side or something. See what it is without the sauce on it, perhaps. But
Okay.
it was good. Nothing amazing, but it wasn't bad at all.
I tried it. It was okay. It's a lot of egg. So much egg on
Which
it.
I was fine with.
I wasn't, but that's just
Yeah,
me.
I would rather have more egg than not enough. Personally
right,
speaking, but yeah.
right. But yeah,
So food wise, I think the food at Terra Luna overall was better than Stella Nova.
yeah, I would agree. I think I like the food better. The food we tried over at Stella was pretty much what they already also had here. That hot honey pizza I got over there. They also have here.
Yeah, they have a lot of very similar items.
Yeah, there's a couple things here that you can get that's not at Stella, which is what we tried. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess I should mention I did go to the Terra Bar, or is it the Luna Bar? Not Terra Bar. It's the Luna Bar.
Which is the lobby bar.
Yeah, I went by myself because Jamie went to bed with the kids, and I talked with a couple of cast member or a team member that was there. That was bartender. Talked to him a lot about Epic Universe. It was very nice, and then ran into a listener. So shout out to you. Hung out for a little bit and chatted, and it was a good experience. I just had a beer. The same beer I had at Stella Nova, so I can't speak to the cocktails they make, but I did talk to the bartender. They make everything there. It's not the same stuff they have at Stella. It's a different menu, so they have very unique drinks there.
No food, just drinks.
No food, just drinks. I think there's like 12 seats at the bar, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bartenders at both of them are always been very, very nice, very accommodating. And then they have the outdoor bar and a grill area as well. And that's called the Moonrise Bar and Grill. Very same, not the exact same stuff on tap, beer wise at the outdoor bar, but very similar in the things that they serve. And then off to the side, they have the grill section you can walk up to and order stuff there when you're at the pool.
Or you can order straight from your lounge chair.
You can. I saw that.
You can scan the QR code. It'll take you right to the ordering page, and you pick it up at the window.
Did they not deliver? They don't deliver it to your chair.
Not that I know of.
Oh man,
you have to pick it up.
Well, still, you can just scan a QR code and do that there. So that is nice.
Yep.
And the grill there serves burgers, quesadillas, salads, typical like pool bar type food.
Yeah.
That's the way. We didn't get anything from there, but we looked at the menu. That's what you can get there. You can also get pizza as room service. So if you want food after hours or you don't feel like going downstairs or something, they do have pizza delivery. We didn't do this. Jamie was asking because we didn't know if she's going to make it back in time to get food, but you didn't want pizza.
Right.
But I did call down there. They did. It's only pizza, but you can get pizza delivered to your room. I'm not sure on the pricing. I'm going to guess it's like $15, $20.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably about right.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably the same pizza they serve that you order down in the food area. But you can get that in your room if you would like. So food-wise, quite a few options, food and drinks.
Yeah.
You can check out for that. And let's move on. We'll talk about the amenities a bit here. So we'll talk about the pool. We didn't get to check out the pool at Stella Nova because when we stayed there, it was January and it was freezing. So the pool area was actually shut down.
Yep.
So it was a bit warmer this go around. So we got to check out the pool and all that. And the kids swam in there for a while. And I mean, it's your very typical. There's nothing fancy about this pool. No slides. It does have zero entry. It's got plenty of seating and chairs around it. You've got poolside activities like beanbag toss. You got giant Connect 4, Jenga. So there's games like ping pong table you can play around that. And then they had like pool noodles and things you could get as well that the kids could play with. But I mean, pool wise, anything that stuck out or just pretty typical pool?
10,000 square feet of pool, splash tab. splash pad, hot tub, and like Jared is saying, the zero entry. It almost looked like an infinity edge to it. Like the filters of the where the water goes in and then comes back out was really like it was neat. I had never seen that before. Like it wasn't like it was like a ledge that went up. It just kind of curved up and then it filtered into the concrete.
Yeah, no, it was. I like that. Yeah, it was a big pool. It wasn't deep. I think deep as it goes, it's like 4 feet maybe.
4 feet 10 inches, so just under 5, and it's shaped like a moon.
It is shaped like a moon.
Crescent moon.
Yeah, and it's got palm trees around it. Like it's a basic pool setup, but it was relaxing. You could sit there and get drinks and chill out. And you had umbrellas, plenty of umbrellas. Like I said, the pool when we were in there, it wasn't even close to full. So it wasn't hard to find a place. I imagine if this thing is fully booked, it may be difficult to get a chair or something like that.
Maybe.
But
I did ask one of the pool team members, just curious what he would say because I wasn't sure the rules yet. But I asked him, because Terra and Stella are like sister hotels, does that mean if we're a guest at Terra Luna, can we go swim at Nova? And I don't think he knew the answer to that because he was kind of wishy-washy about it. He said, but if you were staying here and you went over to Nova and asked if you could swim, they probably would say yes. I was like, okay, great. So I don't know if they know yet.
I mean, there's not a lot of huge differences between the pools.
I know, but like, what if you have people staying in a different hotel? Like,
well,
what if you want to go swim?
At some point, I don't know if it's still a thing. You used to be able to go to any of the Universal pools if you were staying at Universal property.
So you can still do this, but it doesn't include the new Terra Luna and Stella Nova.
Okay.
And it doesn't include Dockside and Surfside. So Dockside and Surfside, you can go back and forth to those, but none of the other hotels.
Okay.
Just those two. The other hotels, Cabana Bay, Sapphire Falls, Aventura, all those, there you can kind of pool hop. And they don't really advertise this. So
yeah, it's kind of
just kind of like something you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Talk real quick too about the fitness center that they have, another amenity. Which is one thing I love about the Universal Value Resorts is they all have fitness centers, which I think is very great. As a meathead, I like that. This one, it's open 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Very similar to Stella. You have views of the pool, and you enter and exit from the pool area or in the first floor of the hotel past the elevators. This one was smaller than the one at Stella, very similar in the equipment, but just wasn't as big square footage-wise. So mostly machines, some dumbbells, some kettlebells, a lot of treadmills, cardio equipment and things like that. They did have restrooms and locker rooms you could check out, water and stuff in there. But, it is a nice amenity for a value level hotel to have a fitness center. So they do have that you can utilize, and you can run on a treadmill while looking at people enjoying the pool. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you can do that. So that one, again, pretty solid. They also had a game room, basically identical to the one at Stella. Pretty small, modest size there. They have a lot of Mario stuff. You can get the claw machines that have the stuffed animals and things like that. They got a basketball game. So the lowest price that you can get on a card though is $15.
Okay.
So if you want to spend $15 or more, you can do that. I did not want to do that, so we didn't do that, but you can check that out. So if it's a rainy day or something, give the kids something to do. Most kids enjoy game rooms like that. They also have the Universal Studios store where you can get merchandise. A lot of Epic Universe stuff in there.
I did ask a team member. I was like, hey, do you have any specific Terra Luna Resort merchandise? And she said, no, we don't, but it's still early. I think we're going to get some soon. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. They haven't had any at Stella or Terra, but a lot of Epic Universe stuff. They did have some new stuff like Nintendo stuff in there. They had a reversible plushie that was kind of like a pillow, but it was it could be the Nintendo Star where you could reverse it and it was a power-up block.
That's awesome.
It was $37, I believe, is what it was. But
that's really cool.
I was almost tempted to get that. But
oh, man.
I'm probably going to get popcorn buckets that have that stuff instead. But yeah, they had some cool stuff, and then they even had wands. They had some of the newer Dark Universe merchandise in there. So they had a lot of stuff in there that will be available in Epic Universe, but you could get ahead of time. And they also have just your basic, baby stuff. You could get sunscreen, like Tylenol, stuff like that. You could get in there as well. So
yeah.
All right, just a couple of notes we'll say. They have an Eclipse hallway on the third floor. So it's Stella Nova.
That's what I'm calling it, Eclipse hallway.
Yeah, because at Stella Nova, they have basically there's a section on the third floor of both Stella and Terra that are above the lobby. And the lobby ceiling is so high, they didn't put any rooms in this area. So it's just a long hallway. So at Stella, they have sort of an LED, sort of like starlight ceiling you can check out over there, which is kind of cool. Over here at Terra, it's just a solid lighting fixtures that kind of have I guess eclipse look to them, like a moon. Nothing. Honestly, it's not worth going up to check out. It's a long hallway.
It's just the ceiling.
It's yeah, it's nothing to make a special trip for, but
not like a Stella.
No, not like a Stella at all. There is a hologram effect in the lobby also.
Looks like there's a planet in this in the hole in the wall, and it looks like the planet like follows you as you walk.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know.
I
play with it for a little bit.
Yeah. They also have like bag service. They have Avis car rental center and stuff like that, and you can check out the lobby as well. But okay, in terms of location, and I think this is going to be a major point about this hotel and Stella Nova.
Yeah.
The walk from Terra Luna, the porte cochere, if you will, to Epic Universe entrance is about 25 minutes if you take the pedestrian walkways.
But the pedestrian walkways are not fully functional yet.
Not yet.
They don't have them already. So if you try to do that before the park opens, you may have some trouble. You may be risking not your life, but like you just
Frogger in the middle of the road. I don't know if that's what you want to do.
So it's not the easiest to get from Terra Luna to Stella Nova, where you can then cross the street to get to Epic. So I just wouldn't do it yet, not until that park actually opens, because then it'll be easier. You can still take a bus from Terra Luna to Epic when it opens. I'm sure you can.
Yes, they will have that.
Yeah, and so if you didn't want to walk at all, that is still an option. And honestly, from Terra Luna, if it's hot that day and you don't want to be out in the heat any longer than you have to, it's a 25-minute walk. I'm taking the bus.
I mean, I would say depends on your pace. Yeah. I think for me, it may be a 15-minute walk.
But for Stella, 15 if you walk briskly is what people say.
Right, so I'm making it in 12.
But like if you're coming from Stella Nova, I would just walk from there. I mean, it's like 10 minutes and that's it.
Yeah, I think location-wise, Stella Nova is a much better location if your whole thing is being close to Epic Universe.
Yeah.
It's a straight shot there. Terra's off to the side a little bit. So I would agree, especially if you got a family, probably take the bus to Epic, but you could walk over there, but it's not as easy of a walk for sure. I mean, from Stella Nova to Epic Universe, you're probably talking maybe a 10-minute walk down the walkway, get across there, because you go right across crosswalk and you're right in the area there. So so location wise, that's kind of where it sets there. We should also mention the buses will also take you to City Walk and Epic.
And Volcano Bay.
So they have those new electric buses, by the way, which we rode on. Very quiet.
They're very quiet.
I realized halfway through, I'm like, wait a minute, it's really quiet in here, and it's because they're electric buses.
And if you're curious, it takes you about 15 minutes with mid-traffic to get from Terra Luna to City Walk.
Yeah, and we did go on the dedicated bus lanes that they have.
We did. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Okay, Terra Luna, Stella Nova.
Yeah.
Very similar, subtle differences between the two. What would you say, just comparing the hotels, which one do you like better? And then which one would you recommend? Let's say people are wanting to stay at one of them for access to Epic Universe.
Well, personally for me, I like the different aesthetic in Terra Luna. I like that it's more earthy, and I liked that, like I said, I like the ceiling at Omega Cafe. I like that there's a little more difference of color over there. I actually like the layout a little better too. But if you're going to stay there for Epic Universe and you want the ease of just walking across the street, Stella Nova is a no-brainer. I mean, if the prices are very similar, then why would you not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would probably always choose Stella over Terra. The differences aren't enough to make me choose Terra.
I would agree.
You know what I mean?
Like I said, they're
so close though. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're both very close. They're very subtle differences. I do think the food's a bit better at Terra for whatever reason. Maybe Stella's has gotten improved since we stayed there when it first opened. We were there like the second day, so maybe it has gotten better. Yeah. But I think in general, I agree. I think I kind of like Terra a little bit more. But the location for Stella and the differences aren't enough to say don't stay at Stella Nova. Or, to not say stay at Terra Luna over Stella Nova. So I would say Stella Nova is still the one. If you're wanting close access to Epic Universe, Stella Nova is your best shot for that.
Terra Luna was probably going to also be a little bit cheaper per night because of where it's located a little bit farther from Epic Universe. So I just picked a random date in June 6th and 7th. That's a Friday night. And right now, just a regular rack rate for Stella Nova is $342. For Terra Luna, it's $301. So about a $41 difference.
Okay.
Like I said, that doesn't include any packages, doesn't include any discounts at all, but that is the difference in pricing. So if you want to stay closer to Epic, you're going to pay for it. If you don't mind staying a little bit farther away, but still close enough to be more convenient, then, go with Terra Luna. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
just putting that out there.
Yeah. Well, would you stay here again?
I would stay here again if Stella Nova wasn't available or it was more expensive.
Yeah. Like, I
It
agree.
wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like, when we're going for the opening of Epic, we're actually staying at, is it Dockside?
It's wait, which one of those? Surfside or
Surfside,
Dockside?
Dockside. Basically,
Yeah.
the same thing as Stella Nova and Terra Luna.
Yeah.
They're similarly the same hotel. Just because of the additional space, because we're going to have your mom with us and the kids. So we've got the one extra bedroom there. So
And Stella and Tara don't have
they don't
five.
have that. So for us,
Yeah.
we're staying there. And we'll probably just take a bus over. But, if
Yeah.
we were just, say, me and you going specifically just for Epic Universe, I would totally stay at Stella Nova.
100%.
Because you could just, especially you get the early park access, you can just walk right over there.
Yep.
You're going to be ahead of the game on most people by being able to do that. And again, the price
Absolutely.
point of a value hotel within walking distance of a theme park is pretty astonishing.
For
So,
real.
yeah. I mean, again, the biggest caveat being the thin walls. I'm going to presume those are also at Terra. I think that is something to keep in mind. But overall, it's a very solid hotel.
Yeah.
Solid amenities in a value category, location, price. I mean, it's really difficult to beat what you're getting with these two hotels.
Yeah. If you go in knowing like, okay, this is a value hotel. I want to go to Epic most of the time, maybe City Walk, maybe to the other two or three parks that I want to go to, like fine. Just know what you're getting, which is, there's not much to it, which is okay. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I
would agree.
Yep.
Solid amenities for that category, but nothing that's like going to be amazing. No club level or and stuff like that. Just very basic,
Very
solid
basic.
amenities. But
Yep.
I mean, I would give it. I would say a scale of 1 to 10. I would say in the value category, I'll give it. I'd say like an 8.
Yeah. 7.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
why
solid.
not?
So
Yeah.
that's what I would say there. So,
Yeah.